Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Quick shout out to my newest patrons, Frank G and Mike O. Thank you for choosing to support the channel. Today's the day. Tesla Semi customer deliveries tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yes, it will be live streamed and that link is below. On account of that event, I'm aiming for a 6 to 7 minute quick, efficient video for today's important news. The Semi event live stream tonight will be on Tesla's YouTube channel and it will also be on Tesla's investor relations page. If you've been around the Tesla space for a while, you know it's been a very long road full of skeptics and doubters. So for Tesla to get to this point today is a huge deal, and congratulations to everybody that made that happen. And there's still so much we don't know about this vehicle, so hopefully we learn a lot tonight. First, we have to touch on this report from Electric. A reliable source is saying Tesla is preparing to produce 75,000 Model Ys in Q1 of 2023. There's just about 13 weeks in Q1 of 2023, so 75,000 divided by 13 is actually around 5,700 per week. And remember, a few weeks ago, Tesla had the goal of around 5,000 units produced at both Berlin and Austin each by the end of this year. We'll come back to that, but these sources also said Tesla is dealing with some level of cancellations due to long wait times and people's situations changing while they're waiting, and of course, some people trying to push their deliveries into next year to take advantage of the Inflation Reduction Act, something we knew Tesla would be dealing with in Q4 to some degree. This would be a big deal for many reasons, not the least of which is this. On September 17th, Tesla had made 10,000 Model Ys at Giga, Texas. Exactly 43 days later, that number had jumped to 20,000, so 10,000 cars in that 43-day period. Doing the math, that's 232 per day times 7 days a week is around 1,627 cars per week. Using 1,600 per week at the end of October as a loose run rate, that would be a 3.5x if Tesla could hit this number sometime early in Q1 and sustain it throughout the quarter. And just for context, at the beginning of October this year, Giga Berlin was at 2,000 Model Ys for that week. Not sure if it was sustainable, but they hit it at least once. So it would be quite the ramp up, but definitely not out of the realm of possibility, especially if Tesla has all of the foundations laid and now it's just a matter of ramping up that production. Plus, I think most of us are expecting demand for Teslas in North America to be bananas come Q1 once the Inflation Reduction Act kicks in and we have all of the final detail. Perhaps even more exciting, if we take that 75,000 per quarter times 4, that's around 300,000 units produced for the year, and that's just keeping that run rate the same, which it of course should grow throughout the year. If you expect something similar for Giga Berlin because they were slightly ahead of Giga Texas, that would be another 700,000 units for Tesla in 2023. So when you add in Shanghai and Fremont, that means for 2023, Tesla has a realistic path to producing between 2 and 2.3 million vehicles for the year, which is higher than Wall Street's expectations right now, sitting around 1.8 to 1.9 million. And in a shrewd move by Tesla, they're now offering a $3,750 discount in the US if you buy a Model 3 or Model Y from Tesla's inventory vehicles. This to try to offset some of those people pushing back their orders to next year. And certain vehicles that won't qualify for the Inflation Reduction Act, like the Model 3 Performance because they cost too much, well, you can still get this credit on a vehicle like that. A quick note here, this tweet is kind of confusing. Ray for Tesla was saying that prices of Model 3 and Model Y rear-wheel drive in China said the prices will be increased at the end of this year, starting in 2023. But I want to be clear, this is not a price raise from Tesla. This is just the subsidies being removed and the prices going back to the pre-subsidy level. I translated the images that he shared, and I went to the actual Chinese configurator to see. You can pause the screen if you'd like, but nothing in here indicates a price raise. Again, just the prices going to the pre-subsidy level at the end of this year. So no, Tesla is not raising prices in China. It's just the customer will have to pay more in 2023 because the subsidies will be gone. Another storyline to watch, CharIN just took a shot at Tesla for releasing the North American charging standard. Basically, CharIN, or the Charging Interface Initiative, is a group of over 300 international members working on charging standards, focusing on the CCS and the megawatt charging system supposedly for semis. CharIN had this to say: "We would like to issue the following statement. CCS and MCS are the global standards for charging vehicles of all kinds." They basically said what Tesla is doing will further consumer confusion and delay EV adoption. The domestic and international EV industry has already aligned around CCS. They argue most global automakers are already using CCS, but I would argue it doesn't matter what people are doing globally, because remember, what Tesla's focusing on is the North American charging standard, and more often than not, vehicles don't move continent to continent. We'll get into this more in future episodes, but something to watch. Tesla had a recall in China for rear lights not lighting up, will be fixed with an OTA software update. Volkswagen seems to be setting up a North American battery cell factory in Canada. VW's passenger cars CEO said Canada offers ideal economic conditions and the government has already proven to be a strong and reliable partner. Back in August, Canada and VW already signed an MOU for VW to get certain resources like nickel, cobalt, and lithium from Canada. Simultaneously, on LinkedIn, Thomas Schaefer, VW's passenger car CEO, said there's something that he is deeply concerned about. He said Germany and the EU are rapidly losing their attractiveness and competitiveness. Unless we manage to reduce energy prices in Germany and Europe quickly and reliably, investments in energy-intensive production or new battery cell factories in Germany and the EU will be practically unviable. And he notes, with the Inflation Reduction Act, the USA offers companies highly attractive incentives and Europe is falling behind. The EU is in a very difficult spot right now. A lot of it's driven by higher energy prices, and for companies considering where to build these battery cell factories that can be energy intensive, it's looking more attractive elsewhere. A quick Neuralink update: if regulations allow it, we could see chips in human brains within the next 6 months. At some point, Neuralink is also looking to have implants for spinal cords and ocular implants as well. They're confident they can restore full body functionality to someone who has a severed spinal cord, which would be amazing. Something I don't necessarily love: Elon pledged to get a brain implant. He said, in fact, in one of these demos, I will, and he commented, yep. If I'm being honest, I would rather he not. Last up for today from Jorg Steinbach: Tesla is now the largest industrial employer in Brandenburg. That's all for today. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy the event tonight. I'll be bouncing around different streams, watching it myself. Please like the video if you did, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.